Hello and welcome back for our final segment of Across the Gulf Coast. We've had a great show so far, and we have one more organization that's going to visit with us to talk about several events going on across the entire Gulf Coast this fall and then again in the next spring. And we're going to get a preview of all those events and then maybe talk about some that have just passed if we have a few minutes. But we're now joined by the American Cancer Society, and Kevin Kennedy is the, I hope I get all of this right, the Emerald Coast Volunteer Leadership Board Chair. Kevin, thank you for being my guest. It is a mouthful, but thank you for being here on the show.
Thanks for having us. This is great.
Absolutely. So, you know, as I do so often with these shows, or these segments, we start off talking about the organization and what the organization's mission is. Of course, the American Cancer Society, a lot of people know, and of course you can tell by the name what you guys do, but can you give us a brief overview of what the American Cancer Society does for the Gulf Coast?
Well, the Gulf Coast in particular, obviously it's a nationwide organization,
sure, yeah.
But it is community-based, community-focused, and volunteer-driven. We provide a lot of services and resources to the local communities. There is a wealth of different programs for cancer patients. You know, cancer is such a nasty disease. We try and help the patients so that they're not going through it alone. All they need do is reach out on cancer.org or the 800 number for the American Cancer Society. Reach out to us and we will provide whatever resources we can to help them through the journey.
Yeah, unfortunately, cancer is one of those things that has touched pretty much everybody out there in one way or another.
Over the years, I've been doing this for a little more than 15 years now, and over the years it's gotten harder and harder to find anybody who can look you in the eye and say they haven't either been personally or through their friends, family, whatever, have not been touched by cancer.
Sure,
it is so prevalent.
You guys, in order to raise money for the fight against cancer, y'all have a lot of fundraisers across the area, and that's of course what we're going to talk about today is some of the fundraisers that you do have. And the first one I want to touch on is the one that's coming up, right. That's the first one on the calendar, so to speak, and that's the Stick a Fork in Cancer. Tell us a little bit about what's going on there.
Yeah, it's an opportunity. It's a campaign that we launched last month and running through June for registering restaurants. At the end of July, there's a 1-week give back, if you will. You know, the restaurants that register, they get a bunch of amenities that go along with that, with publicity and whatnot on the American Cancer Society website and PSAs like this. And what happens is for 1 day, 2 days, or that entire week, there's a percentage that is given back to the American Cancer Society. You know, it's a great way for the community to get involved. Once the registration closes out, there'll be a list of those restaurants, and we'll encourage people, go visit, go participate, go be a part of this.
So it's a great opportunity, like you said, for the public to go out to visit
Right.
these restaurants that have partnered. And the restaurants, of course, I know it drives business to them for that week, a little extra business.
It's a win-win for everybody.
It's a win-win for everybody. If anybody out there watching wants to be involved, whether they want to sign up as a restaurant or find out what restaurants are in fact participating, how can they go about doing that?
Well, there is a website that people can go to and they can find out what restaurants are participating in it.
We can put it up on the screen.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah,
I'll give you that. We'll put it up
on
on the screen. Or if there's restaurants that still want to get involved in it, they can call the local office at 244-3813. The senior partner for this particular effort, Diane Maldonado, can get information out to them on that.
Okay, great. So let's move on to August. We have another event taking place in Pensacola in late August. What can you tell us about that one?
One of our other signature fundraisers is called the Cattle Barons Ball. That's a great night out. It's the culmination of some fundraising activities, the fundraising campaign that's gone on for 6-7 months during the year. culminates at the ball. You know, a night of fun, festivities, great food, music, entertainment. We have some, as with any activity, there's always a little extra fundraising going
Sure,
on.
absolutely.
We have some silent auctions, some live auctions, but it's just a great night out and a chance to thank the donors for what they've done during the year.
And that's August 22nd?
August
New World Landing,
22nd
right?
at the
Downtown
New World.
Pensacola?
That's correct.
Okay, and then you have another one coming up for
So that's the one
Okaloosa County.
that handles the west end
Right.
of the Emerald Coast area, if
Right.
you will. On the east side, there's one that's out in Sandestin
Okay.
at the Sandestin Golf Resort, and that is in
And that'll be next spring, I believe.
next
it's
spring. I
March.
believe it's March.
March 19th, if I remember right. So.
There you go.
Well, perfect. We are out of time, and I know we didn't get a
Okay.
chance to talk about relay with that just finished, but I know y'all had another great series of relays here.
Great
along
series
the
of
Gulf Coast,
relays.
so-
The people out here, community, is
Fantastic.
fantastic when it comes to that. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, and thank you for being my guest today, and good luck on your events that are coming up.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Across the Gulf Coast. Join us next month as we take a look at more events coming up this fall.
Thanks for watching Across the Gulf Coast. Join us next month when we highlight more organizations, events, and people from around our local community.